All right, this is Trace Trajano, and I'm interviewing Will Abriza on how to get buyers. Okay, so through Will's leadership, he was able to help sell a property in just 6 days, and their team made 69,000 pesos during the apprentice challenge, on the very first challenge that I presented to them, which is sell a condo as fast as possible, and they were able to do so. So I'm here to interview him, what worked in that case and what worked in their very first deal. So Will, tell me, how were you able to find the buyer?
Yes. Yes, hi Grace. Yes. For the property for the first challenge was this is the challenge was to sell a property in 2 weeks. So what we did is that our plan was to do an online marketing, so extreme online marketing. But our plan was not pushed through because we were able to find a buyer through our center of influence
Mm-hmm.
networking.
Mm-hmm.
So like what you did, you um, taught us to easily find a buyer. You have to look into your center of influence first. So
Right.
that's how we were able to find a buyer for the property for the first challenge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great, great. So all of these things work. So doing online marketing, offline marketing, and you have to be extreme in your marketing, as I teach you and my students. But definitely one of the very first thing that most beginning investors overlook is just their centers of influence. So people who are influential, people who are in your database already, right? And then in your first property, in your first deal, not the apprentice challenge, I know you're able to sell that. And how did you find the buyer for that property?
Yes, for our first deal, we were able to find the buyer through online marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So the buyer was able to find the post in bahay.ph,
Mm.
and then the buyer inquired, and then actually we were a team here, so it was Sha who handles the inquiries and talking with the buyer, and then um, the buyer Sha was able to endorse the buyer to our colleague Eb, and then it was Eb who negotiate and close the deal with the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was through extreme online marketing that we were able to find the buyer. But for this property, we also did some offline marketing. So we also did bandit signs, but it was through online marketing we were able to find the buyer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you remember the ad that you put there that you're able to attract the buyer? I know you sold that property, like for market value, right? So, what ad did you use?
Um, uh, Actually, the property is worth 1.4 million, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was for a rent to own. Um, could you wait? I just have to look,
Okay. Hate to put you on the
but
spot there, but yeah. So
it,
definitely,
it's more
yeah. Go ahead.
um, uh, since this is in Santa Rosa, so
Mm-hmm.
I remember that our ad is that uh, property at a discount, rent to own. So the
Okay.
key of that ad is rent to own, since most of the buyers are looking for a property that is rent to own.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So rent to own is a hot thing there in the Philippines, I'm sure, because home
Yes.
ownership is
So
very difficult. Getting banks to finance you is very difficult. Okay.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I think that's the key on that ad, the
Mm-hmm.
rent to own.
Mm-hmm.
Many
Mm-hmm.
many potential buyers are really looking into that kind of properties.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And then let's talk about selling because you can market all you want, you can get as many leads as possible, but if you don't know how to sell, then still you don't make money, right? So I know based on talking with you that these are the things that you did in order to sell the property. So can you talk more about these things? You can see my screen,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So what's important? So after the purpose of marketing is to get potential buyers, and then after they inquired, now it's time for you to sell. So part of selling is that you have the details of your property. So when the buyer talk to you and discuss when you discuss about the property, they must have all the details that they need. So let's say they want to ask about the terms, the how much is the property, and then what is important is that you with, with, with our experience with the first challenge, since our buyer is part of our influence or part of our uh, influence of our center of influence of one of our colleagues, so we leverage on the relationship. So
Mhm.
there's already a trust on the between the buyer and us.
Mhm.
So we were able to close the deal with no hard selling.
Right.
So
Right.
we were able
Mhm.
to present the things that what would the buyer need or how we would able to provide or give value to what really the buyer needs.
Mhm. Mhm.
So with the first challenge, so since this is an investor, so we were able to present all the details, let's say the income that the buyer would receive, and the return of the investment.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is how we were able to sell the property to the buyer.
Right, right. So you acted more as a consultant, telling the buyer the benefits of the property and the projected income and so on, and you did not do any hard selling, and basically you're able to establish that trust with the buyer, and the buyer end up buying the property very very quickly. All right. So great, good job there, and so there you have it, folks. So in order for you to find buyers and sell properties quickly, you need to do extreme online and offline marketing, do centers of influence networking, and definitely when you sell the property, you have to be prepared, and you act more as a consultant. Don't push people to buy from you, but rather tell them, hey, here's the benefits, here's what you can get. It's up to you. You want to buy it or not. If not, that's okay. Find me some, refer me to your friends and colleagues who might be interested. If you do want to buy this, that's excellent, and here let's do the deal. So thanks, Will, for your time, and with that, folks, this is your mentor, Trace Rahano, and I will talk to you in the next video.